Tara and Andy's film reviews on OurGamers.co.uk.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another film review with me, Tara Malik, and...
That is a big build-up. How am I supposed to follow that with just saying, and
say
me,
your name.
Andy Baines?
And it's me, Andy Baines.
And today we're reviewing...
I like what you called it. It's called Baywatch, but I prefer Andy's version.
My notes said maybe watch.
And then saved it
Title
as
is
don't
far
watch.
as don't watch. Review over. Done.
Done, see you later. No, okay, so we are reviewing the new film that's come out, Baywatch. It's classified 15. The director, you've got Seth Gordon, starring in this, obviously, Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron, they're like all over the posters everywhere. You've also got Alexandra Daddario, and the genre of this film is action, comedy, drama. Running time is 1 hour and 56 minutes, and just to let you know what it's about... Actually, we can tell you better what it's about than what this says. Devoted lifeguard Mitch Buchanan butts heads with a brash new recruit as they uncover a criminal plot that threatens the future of the Bay. No, it's more of a film about... Actually, I can't say those words because they'll have to be beeped out. So we'll just go into story and script. So what have you got?
It was silly, and it's... I'm gonna make the comparison I made right from the beginning, so we can put it out there.
Yes.
It was more like an American Pie film.
Yeah.
It wasn't advertised like an American Pie kind of comedy.
I was so let down.
Yeah, it was that sort of comedy.
Because the thing is, that's not my sort of thing. So when I went in there thinking it's going to be like, not amazing, but I thought it was going to be okay and entertaining, and I sat through that and I literally was like, what on earth am I watching?
I don't remember the original series being...
I don't know, I've never seen it, so I can't even compare. I have no idea if that's the kind of taste they had back then, if that's what they did and pushed the boat out, but I don't see what they did there.
I was going to say. I don't remember the original show. I don't remember the original show being silly. I remember it being a bit more serious.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. I think like storylines might have been a bit silly, but it was definitely done in a more tasteful way. My very first note is, where do I even begin? Not my cup of tea. But even if films aren't my cup of tea, I still try to see the good and the bad in it, and I honestly fail to see the good. I'm really sorry, but I just don't. Super crude humour, it's very distasteful. I thought it brought the film down loads. There's so much in that film where, oh, this is going to be hilarious. And it's like, no, it really isn't. And it just doesn't help at all. Like, cut it out and the story might have actually been all right. And I could have, had a bit more respect for what was going on. But I just wasn't... really. There's literally a scene that occurs and I must have had a shocked face throughout the whole thing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. I couldn't believe that was happening. And literally I wrote, what on earth? Honestly, oh my God. You're literally only coming to see this film. I'll tell you what it is. You're going to come and see this film if you want to see bums, boobs, Zac Efron, Dwayne. Like, that is literally what you would come to see this film for. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I will actually reveal, like, a friend of mine said she went to go see it and it was okay. And then she said that she wanted to go see it with another friend again. And then I think she went to go see it a third time. And I asked her, I said, oh, is the film actually really good? And she was like, oh, it's okay. And I found out in the end what she went to go see it for. She literally went to see it purely for Zac Efron. So there you go. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you would literally only go to see it for these specific reasons. Because story-wise, it's an utter letdown.
It was jumping around a bit too much during the story. It just didn't feel very tied together that well.
No. It was just weak, and then you had all the really silly moments in it.
There was an occasional giggle from the audience, but...
There was the odd thing that made me giggle as well, mostly like Dwayne's delivery, because he kind of does play himself in a way, but it was, again, I don't know, it was just like a bit too much, and how it was done, I don't know, like I said, I wasn't a massive fan about this film, and it wasn't even the kind of humour where I thought, oh yeah, that's genuinely hilarious. It just really wasn't. Over the top in areas, of course. I wrote, oh, the burns and insults, Dwayne's a natural. And then I wrote, oh, cringe. Like, there were so many cringe-worthy moments. Like the shower bit.
That's why it is more like an American Pie film. It's not.
And I had no idea.
It wasn't advertised that way, though.
So at least now you're warned. If you like those sort of films, go see this. It's going to be your thing entirely. If you're not a fan of those films like me, then spare yourself the agony, honestly. There were a few women lolling, laughing out loud. I think I've said enough.
Yeah.
Just oh my days. And all I can say is just, be prepared. Don't take the film too seriously at all. And if you're into that sort of style of film, as Andy mentioned as a comparison, then by all means go see it, because you will probably enjoy it. It is your sort of sense of humour and your sort of thing, and you're not going to be too fussed about the strength of the plot and the story. And obviously you've got certain, cast in there that you might want to go see. But if you want that proper award-winning film, I don't think you're going to get it here. So, shots, I guess.
Yep, there was some good camera work. There was a chase scene on a pier and motorbike related, and the camera work was good. The action scenes were relatively okay. Some of the underwater scenes were okay when there was like a fire above them and stuff like that. It actually looked believable and quite impressive. But yeah, it's not based on many shots. There's a few beach related shots. It's nothing. Yeah. It's not amazing. No,
I found it, especially like straight from the start, a lot of overly dramatic shot choices. I mean, that's obviously what they were going for, but it just didn't work for me. And obviously you had your slow-mo. You had to have your slow-mo with your girls running. But also you had a lot of slow-mo shots with just the macho-ness of the men, like trying to compete with that.
No, they can't be seen as sexist one way or the other, probably.
So, yeah, that's all I have. I don't really have anything else for shots. So, moving on.
Yep.
Soundtrack.
It was good all round. I made one or two notes regarding some songs I liked, but
yeah, there are a few good catchy tunes.
There was never a song I disliked.
No. It's that sort of film, okay, so like it makes sense to have those sort of tunes. It was quite catchy, a lot of head bopping from me, but again, nothing really outstanding. Next one.
That's it.
Cast and characters. Okay, so nothing overly impressive or award-winning. Dwayne, as always, has a really good delivery, and he's still quite funny in this film, but there was nothing from anyone's performances where I was like, oh, that was just amazing.
Yeah, the cast was as expected. You get Dwayne being Dwayne.
Yeah, I felt like the women were dumbed down, and I really don't like that. You get
like everyone being what you'd expect, but because of the context of the film and what they're actually doing, there's nothing special.
No. I just feel like it was this is going to be harsh. I think it was such a waste of a film. You're bringing back something, especially for the generation maybe like myself who didn't even get to see, like, I've never watched the original series. So, like, you're bringing this back to life, you're revamping it, you're making a movie, you've got a decent cast in there, you've got Dwayne and Zach and all that. So, like, okay, yeah, draw me in, make me intrigued, make me interested, make this something good to watch, make this worth my while to go see nearly 2 hours of my life in, like, this cinema. And it really didn't. And I was like, I would have liked to have seen this film and been like, oh, okay, so yeah, Baywatch. And I quite enjoyed that. But that's not how I felt when I came out of it. So I think, like, it just was a massive disappointment for me because, especially as we said, the trailers are really misleading because you do not get that sense from it that it will be that sort of film. So just be warned. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, they had a semi-decent cast in there, didn't they? So... It's not even, but I feel like you're going to bring this forward and you're going to bring it in the now, then do it justice and make sure it's something worth watching. If you're going to bring something that was such a popular series from back in the day, and you want to get maybe a new audience into it, but it really doesn't. Like, if they did a Baywatch 2, I wouldn't watch it.
You have to review it.
Oh, okay, I would have to watch it. Well, if they, you know what? I will eat my words then. If they end up bringing a Baywatch 2 and it is amazing, then obviously I'll be the first to admit that. But as it stands, if they do it the same way they've done this one, please don't. But if they do, then you know what I'm going to say about it. Anything else for cast and characters?
Nope.
Okay, randoms.
I just was from the trailer, I was hoping it was going to be more towards Central Intelligence kind of comedy rather than American Pie level of comedy sort of thing. So, yeah, just...
Which I didn't think was too bad.
As we've said, that if you're going expecting that sort of thing like we were, you may be let down a bit, but if you're okay with American Pie sort of stuff, then you're probably going to enjoy it.
See, because I was expecting obviously quite a comedy and, but something where it is genuinely going to make me laugh, and it was either forced or it was way below the belt, like way too crude, or so simplified and dumbed down. It's like, are you really expecting me as the audience to actually think that's going to be funny? But maybe it's probably just me. It's probably just me and my sense of humour. But I normally find
I'll ever watch
funny.
it again.
Yeah. Nah. I'll watch something else instead. I wrote my first random. a lot of extras in swimsuits. Don't know why I felt the need to write that as a note. Maybe I just
It's on the beach.
It was like, I have to write something. So I'll write that. I don't know. I really don't know. Then obviously a lot of cleavage. There's a lot of focus on that. I know it was like, with Pamela Anderson back in the day, like she was famous for that and everything, being in Baywatch and the slow-mo running and all the cleavage, etc., etc. So obviously it's to be expected in this one. But again, it was so... How should I put it? It's like sexualizing it too much, and it's almost like an insult to women. Like, that's how I find it, like an insult. Like, we're dumb and we're literally there just to get our boobs out and just be sexual objects for people. And that's what really, really... I know, I get it. Like, I get it. You got the sex icons from, like, back in the day. And Baywatch, obviously, the original. But I don't know. There's a way to do it. And I wasn't pleased with the way that it was done in this film. And... Oh, yes. So yeah, speaking about the girls, and obviously they have their boobs and bums and everything all over the place, there are quite a few moments where the men's private parts take centre stage as well, and I really rather they didn't.
Is that only fair?
I know it's only fair, but it's just like, I don't want to see that. I really do not need to see that, It doesn't bring anything to the film. The film could have definitely done without it, so that's all I'm going to say about my randoms. Oh, right. I think you're going to be a bit like, whoa, when I tell you my rate.
Kind of.
Wait, no, you go first.
No, you go first.
I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah,
I might even go 2. I've never been like that about a film, because I'm normally like, let's try and be fair. Let's try and find something.
If it's been that low before, we've just not reviewed it, probably.
That's true. There was Sausage Party. There was Fantastic Four, but even that was better than this. And that wasn't a great film. Sorry, guys. It's just not... like I said, it's probably my sense of humour in this. But there wasn't really anything that kind of brought anything decent to the film. There's a bit of humour. You got a few okay shots. You've got an okay cast in it, if those are the kind of people you want to see.
They couldn't do what they couldn't redeem it, though, just because they were doing the comedy, the type of comedy it was.
Yeah.
Even though it's got an okay cast.
Yeah. I'm sticking with my 3. The rating it's gotten, which has completely shocked me to my core, is a 5.8. Why is it a 5.8?
Well, as we said, it's different tastes. Some people do enjoy that sort of comedy.
I'm so confused. But anyway, so that's what we're giving it for Baywatch. I really hope we're going to start seeing some decent films to come back and be like, whoa, guys! You need to go check this out.
Is it Transformers next?
I believe it is. Let's see. Let's hope. Fingers and toes are crossed. But we all know where sequels go.
Or Transformers as a whole.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right, see you later.
Thanks to Cineworld Festival Leisure Park Basildon for the best experience around.